Hello to one and all present here. This is my series of interviews of different entrepreneurs who have made their mark in their respective fields. Today with us, we have Mr. Anirban Bakshi, who has founded his own particular enterprise when it comes to architecture. Mr. Anirban Bakshi is a renowned business entrepreneur and architect. He holds honorable degrees in the diverse and ever changing field of architecture and then has ventured into the massive field of entrepreneurship. He has made his mark in the diverse, unique, and the culturally rich city of Calcutta. So, Mr. Bakshi, would you please like to give us some more information about yourself?
Hi, this is Anirban. As Vijay said, I'm out of Kolkata. We run our architectural and structural design practice here in Kolkata. Along with that, we have our project management team also. So we have been working in Kolkata for the last almost 25 years now, serving all major builders in town and the other architecture fraternity as well. So we are currently into architecture, structures, interiors, and project management. And we are a team of around 150 to 160 professionals under one umbrella, sitting in the same building in the city of Joy.
Wow, that's quite a profile. Also, how does your company manage their finances? As we know that architecture is an extremely diverse topic and the entire process of planning to execution. So what is normally the inflow and outflow of finances in this entire process? If you could give a brief overview.
Look, since we are into designing and we are not into execution, so our work starts with the concept design and it ends with sending construction documents to site and supervising the construction work at site till the work is completed at site. The work is carried out by our clients through their contractors, and our role is purely designer's role along with supervision of the execution works or supervision of the construction works, so that the work goes according to the drawing and the design. And since this is not directly linked with the construction, the capital required is also limited to manpower costs mainly. Like our costs are like mainly it's manpower cost and other overheads, and as like we manage this through the fees that we earn, and as since like we deal in volumes, like there are projects spanning from 10 lakh square feet to 35 lakh square feet of, and so this is how things run.
Okay. So the process starts from concept design and then it continues from supervising till the project is completed. So,
Right.
so what exactly motivated you to start your own business or venture into this field?
See, once I passed out of architecture, I was working for a renowned developer and renowned national level developer for some time. Then again, what I thought of is like, since I'm an architect and I'm a creative person, I'm actually creating something. Actually creating something that starts from a line, and I'm drawing something on a piece of paper, and it starts with a line. Ultimately, that takes shape of a design or a building on paper. Then we do some 3D visualizations. After that, the work starts at site, and physically things come up at site. So I thought, why not we do it for my own self? Like when I'm designing for someone, say I'm designing for a builder, I'm working with a builder and designing in-house with the builder. The building comes up, it's a builder's name displayed on the billboards all over the building across the city. So I thought, why not I do it for myself? Like, there'll be a name for me, say people will know Anirban Bakshi as an architect rather than the builder who's doing the. Definitely, when now our main clients here in Kolkata are the main builders. Like you name any builder in town, they are our clients working for them. But at the same time, when the projects actually are marketed, when the our projects are being sold, when things are being constructed, we have our name on the project as architects. So that's one guiding factor. That's one of the main criteria that actually had driven me into having my own profession and setting up my own office.
Okay, wow, that's quite inspiring. So what was the most satisfying project till now which you have endeavored in?
There are many actually. Like we had done IIT Indore, we had done ISBT Patna. There are so many high rises. Like you see, any high rise in Kolkata, some way or the other, we associated with it. Either we have done architecture and structural designing for that, or we have done maybe the architectural part, or we have done the structural designing part for that. So, moving across the city, uh, the high rises we see, we are mostly associated with all those. So that's some, satisfaction in itself.
Okay,
When you
well,
see your buildings all across the city.
nice. Uh, So, as you mentioned that that this field is very dynamic and that there is a lot of creativity associated with it, and there's a lot of ideating associated with it. But at the same time, the entire project has to be managed fruitfully so that the entire drawing finally comes to a fruition. In this entire process, what do you think is the challenging aspect of the entire
There are
production?
many actually. There are many. Like, architecture, uh, when we start designing a building, there are many other consultants involved. There are many other streams of engineers involved. Like, I need a structural designer, I need a civil engineer, I need a electrical engineer, I need one any like plumbing person, I need one firefighting person, I need one HVAC, that is, heating, ventilation, and air conditioning systems guy who actually, would be associated with an architect for any project. So there are challenges definitely, when we are working with so many people together for a project, coordination at times becomes a challenge for bigger projects where you have, maybe say 20 designers and consultants in different streams working on the same project. Coordination becomes a challenge definitely at times. Then again, with changing scenarios of time, like for most of the bigger projects, spanning across 5 6 years, there are changes in the market, there are changes in the in people's habits, there are changes in the economy that actually drives the design also at times, because say the price of an apartment is mainly driven by the affordability in some sector, in some section, in some part of the society, in some part of the city. So these keep changing. So the design also keeps changing at times. So that's a major challenge, managing all the modifications, all the revisions. There are so many revision works being done for a project at times. So managing those revisions also is a challenge. And at the same time, managing your client, like managing your client and managing your client's expectations. That's also one of the biggest challenges we face day in and day out.
Architecture seems to be an extremely broad topic, and whenever, especially whenever I always think of architecture, I always think about that one point of architecture, which is just the building part. I never quite realized that there are so many ideas, so many designers, and so many people
Yes,
are actually behind that entire building. Also,
right.
several of my friends and me, we also want to get into the concept of ideating and designing products which are beneficial to customers and people. What advice would you give to people like us who are just about to start venturing into this broad and dynamic field?
Number one is like, you need to have patience. You need to have patience to hear out and understand what your client wants. You have to stay with your client till the end of the project. Maybe at times, the client would sound insane, but you have to guide him through, all the ups and downs of the project. That's a vital part. And mainly this, I would say. And also, like, managing your clients, as I said, managing your clients' expectations and managing your clients' money, because your client is someone who's actually investing, his money to either make his dream house, or the builder actually is investing money to make a dream house for someone else. So you have to keep that in mind. Whatever you design, whatever you draw, that would be used by someone who would actually pour in his life's savings just to buy that apartment or build that house where he's going to stay throughout the rest of the life along with his family. So you have to be empathetic at times also.
Thank you so much, sir. So your main feedback was to understand that the customer is also investing a lot of time and energy behind the project, and to
Absolutely.
understand their needs as well. But like, I've been working on a particular product with my team. So what happens is, normally there are lots of conflicting ideations, and all of them seem equally good. All of them seem to have equal potential. When a situation like this might happen in the company from time to time, so what do you think business leaders should do at this particular point of time when they are at crossroads?
See, it happens many times because, say, as you said, design ideas. When we start working with a project, maybe we have 2, 3 design ideas. What the best thing is to leave it onto your client. Leave it onto a client and let him decide, which one he wants. And in our, socioeconomic background, what happens is cost at times takes the front seat. So, it's more of the cost, or maybe I would say the economical options or economical alternatives actually, get the best out of the ideations or the alternatives.
Thank you so much, sir. And for the last question of today, so as we all know that architecture has progressed for India from, let's say, around the 1950s to where we are now, especially in Calcutta, stands testimony to this fact. So we all know that before, Calcutta was sort of like a maze of different markets and roads, and now we have the new planned town of Rajarhat. So, sir, could you please give us on how to stay in touch with how architecture keeps on changing and how ideas keep on changing, and how to actually incorporate these trends into plannings?
See, like, design trends will always change. As taste of a person would change, the design trends will also change. Say earlier we used to have, if you are aware of the architecture in Calcutta, the old houses in North Kolkata, like they have like a courtyard, and all the rooms would actually be designed all around the courtyard with a corridor all around it. So that had some functional background, like since Calcutta is very hot and humid type of a place, so that cross ventilation and having that courtyards in between, so that and having open verandas, open corridors with large doors and windows, so that we have a cross ventilation throughout the day. That was the idea. But with change of time, space constraints have cropped up. Now land is costly, and it's going to be costlier day by day. So now, earlier, like we had 2-storied houses in Salt Lake, two-storied houses in Baliganj, or the New Alipur or other posh areas in the city. You had so many two-storied houses, three-storied houses, those bungalows, standalone buildings. Now, those are actually giving way to high rises because land is costly. So, you have to go high to actually have a volume of construction, or having a chunk where actually you can house many. Earlier, maybe a 10 kata plot would house, six to seven people. Now a 10 kata plot would house around 40 people. So as population increases, as lands becomes costlier, this trend would go on changing. And the planned townships are definitely, we need more planned townships, because and more decentralization, of course. Otherwise, your cities are going to be overburdened day by day, and you cannot afford that. At certain point of time, you have to stop that overburdening, and to shift to newer places, newer cities, and decentralize the offices, so that you have subsistence outside your city also.
Thank you so much, sir, for your time and your ideas. We really appreciate that you took time out of your busy schedule to lend your ideas and share your experiences with our students. We would be very glad to hear from you even more in the coming days. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much, sir, and bye.
Thanks, Sujani. All the best. Thank you.
Thank you.